So you asked me that why I am on Clapingo. What is the
Yes.
necessity?
Okay. Hi. Good
Hello,
evening.
hi. Very good
Hello.
evening. How are you, Janvi?
I'm doing very good. Thank you so much. Okay. How are you doing?
Equally good. Fine. Perfect. My
Perfect.
days always remain, they go busy, very busy. So just a
Okay.
couple of minutes back, I was back home from my work.
Okay. So you just come back from work.
Yeah. Today I got late. Otherwise, I used to have my sessions at 6 because by 5, mostly I'm in. But
Mm-hmm.
today I got a bit late.
You got a bit late. Why is that? Is there a particular reason for that?
Actually, I'm the head of the institution, and being a head,
Mm.
you are to tackle with the situations which are sometimes not planned, not on your
That's
cards.
that's
Sometimes, yeah.
so you were
So
later
you,
because of that. Have you had your
yeah.
lunch?
Sorry.
Have you had your lunch at least?
Yeah. That I always take along with me at my
Okay.
workplace.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're a head of the what?
Actually, I work in the arena of education. I was in teaching directly, interacting with the students. I did that for a couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
for so many years. And now for the last about 10 years, I've been into the administration. You may say, not say like I have moved from from one side of the table to the other side.
Okay. All
That
right.
way, yeah, my responsibilities have become multifold now.
Yeah. So your
Yeah,
responsibilities have become multifold, right?
yeah,
Okay. So are you the principal? Is that the
yeah, yes.
okay? So you're the principal. All right. Okay. How about like, is it a proper school or college or what is it?
It's a college.
It's a oh my god. Okay,
It's a
college.
degree college. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So now I have to come clean. I'm a second year student, so now I'm more fascinated.
Actually, sometimes your quality, or what should I say, that becomes your negative side, also in the sense like, because I am on my journey of learning English, so it becomes very difficult when you introduce yourself saying that you are the head of the institution, and by default everybody around you, they start judging you. Like if the person is of such a high rank and might be dealing with the people on routine basis,
Mm-hmm.
then what's wrong with this person? Or if there is a
Right.
lacuna, then why that lacuna is there?
Okay. All
So,
right.
though it's something which one should be proud of, but
Mm-hmm.
because at the same time, it's not me, you who are the student. Actually, you are my mentor at the moment. You are my teacher, and
See,
I'm
the
your
tables turn
student.
all the time. That's what I've learned. Tables turn
Yeah.
all the time.
So
Right.
you let me know something about you.
So I am currently in Mumbai.
Mhm.
I'm pursuing the BA degree. My subject combinations are history, psychology, and sociology. And I let's see what I'm gonna do. But I'm currently in my second year,
Okay. I have
and
seen so many of the students these days because now so many learning platforms they have popped up, and majority of
Mhm.
the tutors onto these platforms they are the students, preferably
Yeah, that is
students.
true.
So that way I feel, because at our times the whenever one would think of the job avenues, it would be either teaching or going in the medical profession or engineering or banking. These were specific kinds of fields at that
Yeah,
time.
that's true.
But now this is an emerging, rather emerged, not emerging. It has
I think it
almost
has. I
emerged
think it has reached
platform.
its peak. I
Yeah,
think the
yeah.
teaching institutions have become like at the best that they can come to. I think now they've also found a downfall in terms of a lot of institutions. They've reached the peak. Example, Byju's, like they had peaked at a point of time. Now they've witnessed a huge decline in
Mm.
terms of its customers, in terms of its students. But again, when you're capital based and not learning based, it becomes that. But
Yeah.
yes, so the teaching industry is declining. But although the professors and the offline thing, it is.
Teaching industry, which is based on the infrastructure, you may say that is declining, but which is based on what should I say, soft skills. or
Yeah, that's true.
the kind of are you getting my point? What I mean to say, the
Yeah,
online
yeah.
kind of platform that has emerged up.
Yeah, that
It's
has emerged a
slowly
lot.
replacing that structured kind of
Yeah, the organized sector of the
yeah.
education. But yeah, again, like coming to teachers who are teaching in schools or professors who are teaching in colleges, I don't think they can ever be replaced. Like the
Oh, yeah,
teachers
that's
that we call ourselves teachers, but I don't think I'm capable of calling myself a teacher. I would
mm,
rather, like, the term we use at Clapingo is a speaker. So I am the speaker and you are the learner. I'm not a
mm.
tutor. Okay. So
This is an offshoot of the traditional kind of teaching. It's an
yeah,
offshoot of the same thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, that's there. But professionally, like pursuing teaching is, hopefully we'll be able to do that as well. What is it like being a teacher?
Um, it's what you can, what should I say? Like it's the kind of the best kind of profession, I must say,
Mhm.
especially being a girl or the for the ladies. It's the best one in every respect, and moreover, it is very respectable also because you are constructing, you are manufacturing, you are preparing the the
You,
futuristic planners of the nation. You can say
that is true.
may it
Yes.
be the doctors, engineers, or architects, or blah blah blah, lawyers, everything. So
Yeah.
they all have to pass through uh,
The
this
teachers.
kind
Yeah,
of
that's
through the
true.
teachers. So that way, in all respects, it's very respectable. And of course, if you are well placed and you succeed in getting a proper job, and of course, salaries are also very good. And
Yeah,
another benefit, the third benefit, I can say that the timings, because they are fixed times. If timings, either if your college starts at 9, by 2 or 3, it's all done. It's over. So it's not
that's true.
not the kind of any other sectors where you have to work from 9 to 5, or even sometimes you have to work during the night shifts also. So that
That is
way it
very
is
true.
secure, it is respectable, and you earn well also. Earn well in the form of salary. And if you don't want to come as an employee in an institution, you can go along with your own, you can open your own learning
Institute.
platform,
Yeah,
either
that's true.
in the form of a coaching centers, or now there are, during COVID, this online platform has come up as a very good, lucrative
Hmm.
kind of
Yeah, it is
um,
very lucrative. That's very correct.
yeah,
That's a very good term
yes.
that you've used.
Yeah.
Right. So that brings me on to my second question. What has brought you on Clappingo? Because you're very good as a speaker. So I would want to know what your
Actually,
goals are.
no. Though I can't say I can't say like the most of the students. They say that I don't know the language. Yeah, I know the language very well because I, being a professor, I have worked as a professor. So always you are dealing with the youngsters, and while teaching, of course, you teach in the medium of instruction is always preferably English at the
That's
college
true.
level, right? But you see, Janvi, that is confined to the typical terms related to your syllabi only. Okay.
That is
Yeah. And because English is not our first language, and we always feel comfortable while expressing each other in our regional language.
that's true.
So the moral of the story, what I want to say is, like, if I go back to my student life, I have been to university, but once the classes were over and we were out, and very rarely we would talk in English, preferably because we had to hang over with hang up with the friends, or we had to crack jokes. So you enjoy doing that stuff in your regional language only. So similar has been the scenario while I was teaching in the college. But
Yeah.
internally, I still have love for this language,
Hmm.
because I feel the kind of society we are living in, because we belong to a developing kind of nation, and developing people, they always copy the developed nations, the Western nation. So you asked me that why I am on Clippingo. What is the
Yes.
necessity? And frankly speaking, I don't need it so far as my professional end is concerned, because I don't belong to that sector where your promotion or your hike in salary is based on your communication skills, right?
That's true. Yes.
Whatever the way I converse, it is okay with the whatever is needed in my case, okay?
Mhm.
But because it's my own choice, we were talking that because we compare ourselves with the developed nation, so I had always this kind of feeling inside my mind that okay, if somebody speaks well in English, so that person in our kind of society is always given an upper edge. It's something
Yeah,
basic, it's related to our mindset,
that
right?
is true. That is true. Yes.
That's true. So that Lacuna was there inside me. I knew that I make so many mistakes and I try to converse because when you converse very rarely, you become conscious, you become either excited, and that also leads to making errors also.
Yeah, and that is perfectly okay. We make a lot of mistakes in Hindi
Yeah.
or
So,
Punjabi or
but
any other language.
yeah,
That's
but then we are not judged. Problem
yeah,
is because
exactly.
we always consider English as a when we converse in English, we consider it as a performance. We don't consider
Exactly.
it as a common language like other languages.
Yeah, that is a very good way to articulate what you said. Like it's a
Yeah,
performance, right?
yeah,
You are the entertainer and the people in front of you is your audience.
yeah.
Now
So
that creates a lack.
yeah, so that's why, and I stumbled upon this kind of video per chance. I did knew actually that these kinds of platforms do exist because I'm
Right.
not a YouTube kind of person, frankly
Hmm.
speaking.
Hmm.
About 7 8 months back, I knew nothing. For me, YouTube was the kind of like if I want to watch old classic Bollywood movies which are not available otherwise, then I would go to YouTube. And
YouTube.
that
Okay.
also I started during COVID only when we had enough time. All
Right.
the colleges were shut and we were sitting at home. So I used to watch old Bollywood movies. Another thing, because I live in Punjab and Punjab municipalities next to Pakistan, near to.
Yeah,
So here, we are exposed to the Pakistani serials, Urdu serials.
that's
Uh,
true.
so another reason on being on YouTube was that only. Or third, finally, just to go for some tutorial for cooking, right?
Okay. All right.
So by chance it happened, but the moment I saw that this option is there, initially, Janavi, I was very hesitant, but what the people would say, and it's a common kind of thing. Everyone would say that I couldn't take this step because of this reason. But in my case, my credentials were coming my way. That was
Yeah,
the
that
big
is
thing.
true. That's a very, I think it's a very relevant issue. And now that you say it, it always gives me, I think talking to people on this platform gives me a new perspective. Like I would
Yeah,
have never imagined that your position might come in front of your ability to speak.
yeah,
And it creates a lack. It does.
yeah.
I've never
So
considered it as a person and a tutor, but otherwise, yeah, that's also a new perspective again.
yes, so that's yeah. So
And
I'm
you're very
enjoying my
right.
journey these days now.
You're enjoying your journey. You found Clapingo to be worth it.
I have earlier enrolled myself for I think two consecutive sessions. I must say, like
Hmm.
first time I took the this
Demo. Demo.
subscription. No, 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 after
Okay.
demo, I took so many sessions on clipping.
Uh-huh.
I've already taken.
Okay, so you've been an earlier student. You've been a student in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
past.
So then there was
Okay.
a period of hiatus or sabbatical hiatus. What is the
Hiatus,
correct term?
hiatus,
Hiatus.
hiatus. Yes.
Hiatus. So then I saw that now the learners have started chit chatting with each other, with strangers. So these days I was doing that thing also. Though I was planning to be back on Clapingo because here we find the person who can immediately point out our mistakes. But when
That
we
is
are
true.
one learner is talking to another, then though even then they are very fruitful because at least that breaks your hesitancy. But there are very less chances of correcting you because we
That
both
is very true. Yeah.
sail in the same boat. But now then Clay Pingo advertises sort of they need you know what is the term? Master? Which master?
Yeah. Could you'll have to explain a little for me because
Okay, sort of that means a sort of ambassador kind of. So then I applied for that and I was shortlisted. So
okay,
now I'm
okay.
on
So
that
now
journey.
they're doing a different kind of a thing, right? You're also an ambassador. Is that it?
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Okay. All right. All right. So yeah, they're doing a lot of things on the platform. They're trying to work it
Explore
up.
new and new things.
Yeah, yeah, they're exploring a lot of things. And I recently, it's been 6 months. It's been a little earlier than more than 6 months. So yes, I've noticed a lot of changes.
Mm.
But our session's about to end, and I think it was a lovely conversation. I think I have learned from you. I'm not sure what you learned from me, right? But it was a lovely conversation. There are grammatical errors. What I want you to start doing is speak a little slower.
Mm.
You speak a little fast because then you'll make lesser mistakes. That's what I have noticed from